So why the conspiracy to imprison Dr. Malachi Z. Kobina York Ocran? Because of what Dr. York stands for. Dr. York's mission from 1967 to this day is to liberate the minds of the people of African descent across the globe, but initially emphasized on the liberation of the minds of African Americans. He saw the hardship that African Americans endured at the hands of their oppressors, as well as social and judicial injustice. He knew this was possible because of the inferior indoctrination forced and imposed on them through slavery. So he set out on the mission to liberate the minds of the African Americans here by liberating them socially and forming their own society or tribe. He always said, before revolution, you have to have revelation. So he wanted to free them mentally and physically by having them regain their birthrights. Because we are all commodities. As long as we have a birth certificate with a trade number on it, we are property of the corporation called the United States of America in all caps. Your birth certificate is just like a certificate of birth a merchant uses when he docks on the shores of a country's land. He is coming out of the water on land and has to produce a certificate of birth to show what assets and commodity he has on board his ship that he can use in trade. This is maritime law. To understand maritime law and common law, you have to study the UCC or Uniform Commercial Code and what is secured party, what is sovereignty, the difference between law of the land and the corporation, and how the Continental Congress sold the country, which was the United States of America in initial caps, into the hands of the international bankers after the Revolutionary War that bankrupted the country. This is how the foreign corporations called the Federal Reserve and the IRS came about. This is how the debtor note called the dollar bill came about. The dollar bill is not real money, it's an IOU. Real money is gold and equity, which is nothing more than an exchange of trade. That is why assets are more important than these dollars these fools flash around in videos. So basically, once you get a birth certificate which states you are a citizen of the United States, you are consenting to the corporation to use you as an asset in trade to other countries. What Dr. York aimed to do is to help you regain your freedom and sovereignty by placing you under a tribal banner that was through his birthright from his mother, Mary Abba Ocran, aka Mary C. York, affectionately known as Fatima, and his grandmother, Diane Fletcher, who was a Native American of the Yamasee Creek and Seminole Nations. He also wanted to liberate you from the inferior control of your slave master by showing you are descendants from Africa, called by the Greeks Ethiopia, which encompasses the areas from Egypt all the way down to Congo. That includes Napata, Nubia, Ghana, Sudan, the Ivory Coast, Liberia, etc. You were descendants of pharaohs, kings, and queens that birthed civilizations. Dr. York wants to teach you that your history is just that, his story of your ancestry, which is what he, the descendants of the slave masters, only teach. Slavery, which is a deliberate attempt to keep you mentally inferior and so dependent on him that in 2018, we as a nation of people still don't have any gross domestic product, GDP, but have the spending capacity of $1.4 trillion. You have around over 11 black billionaires worldwide, and about 3 to 4 of them are in Africa, but we don't have our own GDP as a nation of people worldwide. Why haven't we manufactured our own automobile? Something simple like that.